Hello, welcome back to Let's Play Shadowrun Hong Kong, where we are on Gaichu's mission. The Red Samurai team will rush to this building as soon as the alarms are released. I'll give you the code I wrote into my Overwatch program. Just use it on one of the security mainframes when you're ready. You'll have time to set up an ambush, any ambush you like. Cradling his chin in one hand, Gaichu's eyes narrow. Typically, we would send the main force in through the front, leaving one team member aside to flank the opposition. It would be advantageous for us to isolate one of them and pick them off before the main force engages us. Tanjiro snaps his fingers suddenly, looking at Gaichu. You can use the quarantine room. It can be programmed to destroy contaminants or apply lethal amounts of electricity. Regardless of which you pick, it should certainly kill anyone attempting to pass through it. Yes, that could work. If we were to make the quarantine room look like the point of ingress, they would send at least one of the team there while the main squad utilized the standard routes, namely, entering through the front door. Noel, we should let Tanjiro go. He has given us more than enough to accomplish the task at hand, and he is a friend of sorts. I would be sorry if any harm came to him. Okay, get out of here, Tanjiro. He is the Johnson, after all. Thank you. You have no idea what it's been like living under Rinraku's thumb. You're giving me the chance to start again, hopefully with a better life. Oh, I think I've got something of an idea. And you, it's because of you that I found the strength to leave Rinraku. That they couldn't find you or kill you was a sign that I could escape as well. I admired your tenacity, your drive. Thank you, Tanjiro. That means more to me than I think you know. Go. They will be coming for us soon enough. I want you to be well out of here when they arrive. Nodding, Tanjiro bolts towards the door. Okay, we can't use this because none of us are deckers. Walk away. That's the prototype drone. Now we have to set up the quarantine room trap. They will come through the front door, which means they will come in through here. I am so regretting not bringing Isabel. If we bait the quarantine room, one of the team members will move through it to flank us. Since Tanjiro's program gives us access to their comm channels, we can choose who to draw in. The other three will enter through the front door. I can bait the quarantine room to draw in one of the samurai. They will split up, but they won't deviate from standard protocol very much. The remaining three will remain together. We have three choices. We can bring in Sasaki and eliminate her magical support. We could draw in Takagawa and cut down on long-range sniper fire. Or we could draw in whoever the heavy gunner replacement is. We can only draw in one, however. Let's bait it for the heavy. I can take out mages quite easy. Let's bait it for the heavy. Take him out before he can do any damage. Plus, he's the one you don't know and the one you don't have issues with. Okay, unsuppress the alarm to draw in the Red Samurai. Signal alarms. The terminal glows blankly, awaiting your command to unsuppress the alarm system and tap into the Red Samurai communications network. Alright, Gaichu, your friends are inbound. Gaichu licks his lips in anticipation. Now they will learn what it is to face me in true combat. No more running, no more hiding. Tonight we end this for good. Okay. Uh-huh. Now, I have a feeling this will get interesting. Pick up your pistol that you're not really useful with. And no, not that. go. Oh, I should have had him use his active defenses. No, that. Actually, no. Here. Gobbet is wide open, but on a dragon line. There we go. That's the Overwatch I need. One round. How long does this last? 2 rounds? Yeah. And... yeah. Okay. Who do I want to give bonus actions to? There we go. So much for the heavy. There's Sasaki, there's Ishida. We're down 1. Interesting. Okay. Sasaki. Ishida. Aha, there's the other. Line of sight blocked. He's the sniper. Armor increased. And... and that way. Forgot about this other door. Do I have line of sight? No. Line of sight? No. Line of sight? Yes. Ow. That's not going to be far enough. There you go. Now nobody can get in there. Do I have line of sight on you? Moved into line of sight for me. Nice. Oh, that's miss, miss, miss. No dialogue? Ow. Is he dead? I guess so. I'm not getting him anymore. Okay, and heal. I have never used bite. That's a lot of accuracy buff. Okay. Oh! Never noticed that animation of the spotlight going over his head like that before. Here we go. Ishida lies on the cold tile, grasping for breath. His armor is rent and tattered, but his eyes still burn with rage. He spits at Gaichu as you approach. Gaichu, you honorless cur! I regret the day I ever began teaching you. You are truly depraved to kill your own brothers rather than submit to what is right. Gaichu, yes, that is my name, as everything of my old life has been taken from me. Gaichu lifts the tip of his sword, placing it squarely on Ishida's chest. What is honor, if it is built on a lie? What is duty if the dogma behind it is corrupt? Narrowing his eyes, the red samurai presses his chest upwards into blade so he begins to gouge his armor. What do you know of it, vermin? Every red samurai who has become subhuman has taken their life. Everyone but you. You're a disgrace to the order and a disgrace to your people. You've been blinded by indoctrination, Ishida. Gaichu bares his teeth in a wicked grin. For years we were taught that to be pure was to be powerful, that metahumans, the infected and the deformed, were to be scorned for their weakness. Yet here I stand, and there you lie, broken. You think a victory over Sasaki Takagawa and me makes you superior? Ha! You'll spend the rest of your days cowering in the darkness, eating the flesh of your betters. You're no better than an animal, skilled though you may be. Snarling in fury, Gaichu hurls his katana to the floor. He reaches out to grab Ishida by the collar, yanking him up so that their faces are only an inch apart. You said the Red Samurai were the best, the strongest, the most capable. Those who were non-human were unworthy of consideration. You told me that I would be better for having joined you. But it's a lie. I was infected and I became better than I was. Your own blindness allowed me to escape. Blind to my skill and blind to the power of the impure. Gaichu lifts one hand, claws glittering in the pale warehouse light. His fingers splay out like an array of knives. I was not superior because I was a red samurai. I was red samurai because I was superior. I chose my own fate. I make my own destiny. The ghoul draws his hand back, jagged shark's teeth bared as he presses them to Ishida's ear. I will show you the strength of my disease, Ishida. I will make you like me. And you will be cast out just as I was. I survived and remained intelligent because I have the will to do so. Can you say as much? Reap what you sow, Ishida. Do I want to... I don't know about this. Ishida's head falls back as he laughs. The laughter turns to bloody coughing. You think I'll let you infect me, monster? I'll do what you were too weak to do. I'll take my own life, like the 47 Ronin of old. Such a foolish boy. Foolish? You underestimate me, old man. After I cripple your arms, you have no means to kill yourself. The disease will burn through you like a fire, consuming every inch of your humanity. Gaichu drops Ishida, his head bouncing off the tiled floor with a sharp crack. At this, Ishida stiffens, his eyes go colder for resolution. Then we shall see, Gaichu, and if you are wrong, I shall meet you again in my next life, and try to teach you to do better. Hold on, Gaichu. This isn't right. Gaichu rolls to face you, snarling. What do you know of it, Noel? Do you know what it is to be hunted at every turn, treated like an animal and despised by all who see you? I should have stayed with the unit. I could have been the best of them. And if you do this to him, you'll be no better than he is. I am nothing like... Gaichu stops as Ishida begins laughing. Slowly the ghoul lowers his clawed hand and takes a deep, heavy breath. This is beyond revenge, isn't it? Kill him cleanly. Show him you're still a man. Am I, though? Am I really a man? I have gained my newfound strength by embracing my nature. Why should tonight be any different? Why not show him exactly who and what I am? Remain a man because you have a code. Stick to it or lose yourself. Because down that path lies the life of a feral ghoul, not a ronin. Considering this for a long, quiet moment, Gaichu nods. He bends and picks up his sword. These are more incisive words than I expected to hear. Thank you. I am unsure if I deserve counsel as wise as yours, but I will take it. Gaichu turns back to Ishida and bows shallowly, but not insultingly so. I regret our friendship ends like this, Ishida. You taught me well, and you ran a fine unit. Perhaps in your next life we can be comrades once more. Until then, goodbye. With that, Gaichu's sword flashes out, an arc of shining moonlight. As it passes Ishida's throat, a red fountain splashes into the still night air. We're inside. We're not in the night air. Anyway, Ishida grits his teeth, slumping slowly to the floor. In the following seconds, the light dims from his eyes, and he expires without a sound. Gaichu regards his corpse for several heartbeats, and then his sword flashes back into its saya. We are done here, Noel. I am free. Let us go home. You can talk to him? Oh no, that's just Remnant. Okay. Gaichu must survive. Yes. Okay, we are clear of our docket. It is time to close the lights on the Shadowrun running office. The sun's rays paint Hong Kong's mountains in a palette of orange and gold as they speed by outside the train. With a final flash, the sun dips below the horizon, foretelling the inevitable descent into night. Gaichu is silent as you walk back to the MTR station. He stares out the window, seeing nothing but the shadows of astral space, lost in thought. With Ishida's death, the ties between Gaichu and the Red Samurai have finally, decisively, been severed. Part of me wishes I had brought Isabel instead of Duncan. Her pistol skills are enough that she could have done a lot of what I had Duncan doing. And that was an easier mission than I thought it was going to be. Karma gained 8. We only have the 8 karma, though. Is there anything I can do with 8 karma? I could probably increase my strength. I might be able to increase... Nope. Not enough to increase my body. I need 9 to increase my body. I can, however, increase my strength to 7, which would push me to 9. Or I can push it over here, close combat. But I think used to calculate chance to hit with melee and thrown weapons increases the value of damage of melee attacks, also how far a grenade can be thrown. Main component used to calculate the chance to hit with melee weapons and unarmed combat as well as melee cyber weapons. Okay. I think I could also do this and be better resistant to magical attacks, which might be useful. But I think we're going to go here. And now, pretty strong. We're at the peak of elven capability here. Okay. Let's hope there's some sort of payday for that. Okay. We'll go up here. I've got a lot on my mind. Not a good payday. Okay, let's hope there's a good payday on the Rinraku mission. Here we go. No new messages. I don't want to read old messages. I don't know why I clicked that. Jobs directory. Brave of you to do side work without telling me. Or stupid. Take your pick. Luckily, Auntie Ching knows plenty of buyers for your new toy. I'll send a finder's fee over to you right away. Yeah, that was a decent payoff. We're not getting any of the really heavy payoffs we got in post-pay data for sale. Oh, claim payment for sold data. 792. Okay, not terrible. Search BBS for relevant. Nothing. Okay. 23. Walk away. Okay. Let's go talk to Gaichu. The dim cabin's air is thick with pungency of incense. A small, rudely constructed altar sits near Gaichu's box of mementos. It consists of a wooden box, a few trinkets, and a bowl for burning incense. Gaichu himself is polishing his sword again. He runs a claw along the length of the blade, feeling and listening for nicks and dents. Good evening, Noel. A fine evening, isn't it? He puts his sword aside and smiles in your general direction. What can I do for you? I sort of assumed you'd want to talk about what happened with your team. Of course, I have thoughts about it, but why would I burden you or anyone else with them? If you would like to talk about it, then we may, by all means. I'm a private person by nature, however. This is why I did not seek you out to speak on it. Of course, I want to talk about it. Are you okay? A curious question. Am I all right? I, the one who survived, who has now shed his old life entirety, who no longer needs worry about assassins on his heels. Yes, I am more than all right. I am free. Allow me to thank you again for interceding on Ishida's behalf. Gaichu bows very low, holding it for almost an uncomfortable amount of time. I had blinded myself to the possibility of ending his life without attempting to avenge my suffering upon him. I could not let him live, but I could forgive him for his blindness and arrogance. The ability to forgive is one of the hallmarks of humanity, and without that, I fear I would have embraced my inhuman nature a little too much. You guided me away from that darkness, and that is a debt I cannot easily repay. The only reason we call it humanity is because we're the only species we know that has that kind of nature. Well, maybe other animals, but anyway, we call it humanity because we're the only provably. It's a touchy issue. The only thing that is obvious, appears to be sentient and sapient, is that we've encountered as humans. So we call it humanity. If we had encountered other species that had our capability, that nature to them, there would have been a different word, and humanity would have become exclusionary. It gets used exclusionary in sci-fi things that do have multiple species, by the way. Okay. You guided me away from that darkness, and that is a debt I cannot easily repay. You had to be. You're welcome. I stand by my friends. Gaichu nods sharply, smiling. And I stand by mine as well. I do not mean in any stereotypical Bushido says my sword is yours fashion either. In the shadows, your allies are your life, and you have proven to be the strongest ally I could ask for. It is only right that I return the favor. What did you think of that last mission? Cocking his head, Gaichu laughs. That is what we are already talking about, is it not? Is there anything else I can do for you? Has killing your old unit changed your outlook on life? Yes, I think it has. I thought that embracing my nature as a ghoul would be enough to allow me to survive, become the thing you have been cursed with, so to speak, but I do not think that is true anymore. Instinct has to be tempered with forethought and logic, or the hunger and rage could overwhelm me. I must be careful not to let emotion rule over my self-control, but this shows the synergy of how a strong soul can survive this disease. If they take care and are mindful, perhaps I can show others that we are not all mindless beasts. Regardless, Ishida's sword is now mine. It is never a newer blade than my own, and appears to be made with some manner of enhanced dicote process along the tungsten carbide edge. He lifts the katana, running one claw down the back of the blade. I have noticed a marked improvement in my speed when using it, particularly with follow-through moves. Should an enemy fall to this sword, I will be able to reposition much more rapidly. Do you regret having to kill your unit? No, I do not believe I do. Gaichu cocks his head as he ponders this. After a long moment, he shakes his head. We were locked in a dance that could only end with my death or theirs. We chose that path consciously or not, and I'm unwilling to die so that they could live. I value my life, even changed as it is. Their insistence on following the strictures of their duty ensured this end, just as surely as my refusal to die did. I regret only that circumstance and trading led us to this point. They were still family, even at the end, but if your family turned on you and tried to kill you, you would still defend yourself. What will you do now? Gaichu recoils, expressing one of rank incredulity. Surely you are joking me. I will stay here and aid you in your endeavors. I have no other life to return to, nor anyone else to call friend. As you have aided me, so too I will aid you. This life in the shadows is the most free and open I have ever felt. I have no desire to go or do anything else. Perhaps later I will, but not any time soon. Have a good night, Gaichu. And the same to you, my friend. Okay. Hello, Ractor. What do you have to say? Any thoughts about the last run? You're back. Welcome. Oh, I wasn't there, remember? I spent the evening here in my shop, designing a new manipulator assembly for crochet. Most productive evening, all things said and done. I should go. Be well, my friend. Come back anytime. I would like to see both of them in action with their new improvements. That's a downside to saving their missions for last. There might be a limited number of people involved. You have a lot of stuff in here. Okay. Confirm. I might want to go sell some of that at Crafty's. Oh well. I'll come talk to Duncan on my way down. Any question about the walled city? Nope. Any thought about the last run? No, I was tooling around on the octopus. I've got to go, Isabel. Okay. Hi again. Did you need something? Any thoughts about that last run? I guess all that history with his old unit was really eating at Nibbles, huh? Gobbet folds his arms, glancing off into the distance. I wasn't too happy with him being here when you first invited him to join the team, but but I was wrong. He's a solid asset. Maybe not the most talkative, but a good guy to have in your corner. I'm glad he killed Ishida and didn't turn him into a ghoul. That would have been a colder fate than anybody deserves. With Ishida dead, he's finally free. Maybe he'll learn to lighten up a little, or at least crack a smile now again. So, what else did you want to chat about? Let's talk to Duncan, see what Duncan thinks of all this. And my timer did go off. Welcome back. Welcome back. What do you think of that last run? I don't even know what to say about that, Killeen. You remember when we were kids, how we'd argue over who'd win a fight? The Halloweeners versus Tamanus, the Ghost of Tyr Tarangar versus Ares Firewatch? In our minds, the Rinrak Red Samurai always came out on top, and now we've taken out a squad of them. Red Samurai are just people, well-trained people in combat armor, mind you, but people all the same. Well, to be fair, we had one on our side too. Yeah, and what a piece of work he is. When he looks at me, I don't know whether he sees a comrade at arms or a hot meal. Makes my skin crawl, always has, always will. Anyway, I guess it's good we helped Gaichu out. I still don't feel comfortable with having the corpse eater around, but maybe he'll feel a little more indebted to us now than he did before. I don't know, it's a lot to process. I don't know what else to say. Anyway, enough about that. Anything else? Let's talk later. Anytime. Okay. So my timer did go off. Going to save. And then I think what we have left is to go to Dreamland, which is usually where we come back home to ambushes, at least by Dragonfall. I don't know if that'll happen here, but I suspect it might. See you in a moment.